If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Yay!
Hello everyone, welcome to the Monday Club. It's great to see you.
And we have a special singing guest, don't we?
Yes, we have actually managed to get a guest, and this is completely COVID safe. So, would you like to activate our guest?
I certainly would. Alexa, sing the Monday Club song.
If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. Cause every train there ever was has gathered there together because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Yay.
I love that bit at the end. She seems so happy.
It's like a female version of Droopy, isn't it? I'm so excited. But it's great to see you, and a big thank you to George Botterini, who has incredibly generously donated
Thank you
$10
so much, George.
for the Beverage of Choice Fund. So thank you ever so much for that. But yes, today, well, we are... what are we doing? Well, we're doing the Monday Club. Oh, yes.
Are we? Oh, my goodness.
Are you allowed to share that so that other people can have that on their Alexa?
I'll work something out. I can program a thing and share it, yes.
Right, so basically if you have an Alexa, then we might be able to give you a little freebie. We'll have to work that one out.
I'll work it out.
Yeah, I'll work it out. Anyway, today, what have we got going on? Well, look, thank you ever so much for all you guys joining us here. We've got, let me just...
Why don't I pass that over to you? Because Jenny is a techno weenie, an international
techno weenies represent. So let me just turn the volume.
What have you
down.
done to this?
I have no idea what I've done. I'm sorry about the Billy's replacement speakers moment there.
Yeah,
but
Jenny has managed to wire the mouse into everything.
I didn't really want the mouse anymore. I don't know what you're doing
so
here.
that you scroll and then you can see it and then you're not looking down.
What I'm actually trying to do... Hold on a moment. I've got a special device to deal with it.
Sorry about that, guys.
Cupboard monkey related issue.
I
big
do apologise
thank you
for the
to
Billy's
Robert
replacement
Steers, who has very kindly donated $9.99. Thank you so much. Gosh. But yeah, I'm really sorry about the buzz. Billy's Replacement Speakers is our sponsor today. Actually, no, Billy's Replacement Speakers is not our sponsor. A bit of guerrilla advertising for them. But today we're sponsored by the Jenny Monday Club Wagon. So you'll see on your screen a lovely little mini picture of that up in the top left at the moment. And you can follow the link in the description box, and that takes you to Rails of Sheffield, who are handling order fulfillment. So you can order with complete confidence on that. It's due for delivery sometime in Q3 this year. You won't be charged a penny until it is delivered, but they are selling really fast at the moment. I think we may even be down to the last third, if not a quarter, of the wagons on the run left. They are going out the door so quickly, which is actually quite peculiar because we haven't actually got them yet because they're obviously being made. But order soon to avoid disappointment. Right, I'm going to try and find the stream. I don't know why it's hiding it deceitfully from me.
Alexa, which locomotive is best?
Gronk's the best, of course. Choo choo. It's time to gronk it up, baby.
Time to gronk. I like this. Right, first of all, let me try and get the actual chat up before it breaks again. J94, big hello to you. Bang got you, Junction Carl Brown. Clive Cobold, Flymo Chairman 1. We've also got
Jenny,
Jerry.
What are you... I set up... I painstakingly set up the live chat, and now you're just looking at your phone instead.
Right, no, I'm doing this because it's easier to scroll now. Just bear with me. No, silly phone. Don't do silly things. Just give me...
Tim's model railway in different videos says TARDIS behind the signal box.
Oh, my word. That is actually good going because I didn't think that anybody would spot that so quickly. We've got... who else have we got? Warbler Productions, who says, it's Garthian. Managed to change my name. Patrick Ling has got their Monday Club Wagon ordered even. Many thanks for that. It's you won't be disappointed. It is an Acura scale wagon and they have not disappointed at all. Now, in the news today, we've had an update from Acura Scale on the Class 55 Deltics, and they've produced, it's actually a really helpful guide as to at what point in the sales all the different models are at. And actually, some of those Class 55 Deltics are now sold out. And what's actually surprised me, though, actually, after having heard the sound file, I'm possibly not quite as surprised. The sound versions do seem to be selling out quicker than the non-sound versions. So there's a couple there which are sold out. There's a couple of others that are getting well above half sold. So if there's a particular livery that you want, you do need to get your skates on. They are available to order from all Acura Scale stockists. Now, we've also had a press release today from Hattons, and this is to do with the Project Genesis coaches. So again, really excited by this. They've received delivery samples for all of the other batch 1 releases, which really do look great. And what I'm going to try and do at some point is see whether Hattons will loan me some of the actual livery samples so we can do a review on those and get up close and personal. But I know that there's a lot of people in the queue to prod and poke these things, so I'll see where we get to with that. Now, going back to the Acura Scale Class 55 as well, I forgot to mention we're still looking for a Q2 to Q3 delivery window. So they are on schedule and there's not been any delays. The parallel parking somewhere in the Suez Canal has not disrupted that because they're far enough down the queue, as it were, not left the factory. What do you want?
Why don't you ask our little guest here what's the best way to spend a Monday evening?
Alexa, what's the best way to spend a Monday evening?
By watching the Monday Club, of course.
This is why the cupboard monkey is not normally allowed to buy things without supervision. David Scott says, how many clubbers visited their local model shop today? Actually, I did try to. I walked into Bolton and I went to see if Bolton Model Mart had reopened, only to discover, because I'd never been there on a Monday before, that they don't open on a Monday. So I did try, but certainly I think it's been a great day that for a lot of businesses. I know walking around town, there's a lot of businesses that have now reopened their doors, so it is exciting times. But yes, do check out your local model shops. And George Botterini says Zoe has gone rogue.
I always was.
Hello to Even Terry, Gordon Hanning, messing about with models, Houston WHAP, Mike Finch, Hythe Kent, David Scott, David J, Russell Benton, who says you've activated my Alexa again. Gonna no do that. It's weird.
Yeah, that's the thing about these systems. They're so eager to help that, yeah.
Skipsy Train says, please stop your driving hours, man.
I'll tell you what, guys, that'll be it for the evening, except for one more that I'm going to do in a minute. And,
so you might want to cover your own ears.
What I'll actually do is I'll make a little skill for the system that anyone can download. The same way I've got like the Stargate one and you've got the Big Fart one and things like that. I'll make a skill and then you can all play along and it'll do all kinds of things. And it'll be like an interactive feature, but not one that you need to have to enjoy the show.
Messing about with models says, bit like a train don't stop Camborne Wednesdays. James Hardy says, have you got 2 Duchesses running? Yes, I have. I've got Duchess of Athol and Duchess of Montrose. We've all gone ever so slightly Hornby 00 here. I'm going to move the TARDIS, and people keep saying they've spotted it.
I just need to do one more thing. Alexa, What is the best locomotive?
Here's something I found on the web.
That's not what I asked.
According to utahrails.net.
No, Alexa, cancel.
Nippy
That's not right. I'm not happy.
Will
now.
you stop messing about with other people's electronic devices? Anyway,
Alexa, which locomotive is best?
Gronk's the best.
See?
Of course.
See? Gronk's are best.
Choo-choo. It's time to gronk it up, baby.
Gronk's the best, Gronk's the best, Gronk's the best. I win,
Right.
I win. Even
Stop
my
it.
electronic thing that I totally didn't tell to do that.
Stop it.
Okay, I'll
Because
stop now.
you're annoying people now.
Okay.
Like me, for example. Ben Davis says, Hi, Jennifer Kirk. I've got my Bachmann BR 12-ton planked ventilator van with plywood door, BR departmental rail stores 38233, and BR 12-ton ventilated van plywood doors, BR bauxite early ICI 38230B. Yes, actually, I've just bought the 38233, the departmental stores van. I will be doing a review on that. It's really nice to see some quite different liveries turning up. It is coded as I think it's a ZRB, which means it's got the prototype had the changed suspension and air brakes and was then through vacuum piped. Now, as far as I can tell, Bachmann haven't tooled up for the change in the suspension, but nonetheless, it was really, really great to see that livery. So I have bought one, and it's currently with one of my colleagues at work. So a big shout out to Richard Brighton. But he very kindly picked one up for me when he was at Rails of Sheffield last weekend. So I'm going to pick that up tomorrow. It's gone off the top there. George Bottery said, my Hornby Merchant Navy East Asiatic line, I think it is, has just arrived. That's the blue spam can, a Merchant Navy class spam can. And yes, I've got one of those on the way as well. Really looking forward to it because it ticks all the boxes. It's a really eye-catching locomotive in a really eye-catching livery as well. So really looking forward to being able to review that. James Hardy asks, are Hornby's 00 Duchess of Montrose out yet? No, the Hornby 00 versions aren't. The Duchess of Montrose that you're seeing going round, in fact, it's just going over the screen. I'll change the screen in just one moment. I've got, when you've got like a burp and it's... There we go. We got rid of that. But this is the previous release. So it's the high detailed Duchess model, which came out, I think, the year before the Duchess of Atholl, which you're just about to see. Just going around the back there. So the Duchess of Atholl is the Hornby 00 release from Hornby. Not an actual Hornby 00 Duchess of Atholl. But the Duchess of Montrose was one that I had to buy because, quite frankly, Hornby 00 was a big part of growing up with my childhood. But that is the previous release. I don't have a date for the release on the Hornby 00 models. But hopefully sometime this year. Seth Holland says, when will you be getting some American locomotives? I think you mentioned doing some in the 80 SF tanker review. Again, it's on the cards. I've been talking to Rapido Trains about reviewing one of their shortly forthcoming models, so really looking forward to that. Hythe Kent says, Jenny, if you run the Great Eastern Railway N7, would you kindly turn sound on for a bit so I can compare the file with mine? The N7 is actually running. Let's try and see if we can pick it up. You'll just see it there coming down the hill. And if I turn the sound on, it sounds perfectly okay to me. I won't leave the sound on because obviously it becomes a bit of a cacophony of sound. But my Great Eastern Railway grey one doesn't have sound. It's only DCC fitted. Dawn Brown says, want to buy a hubby a camera for his model train so we can get a passenger view of his layout. It's 00. What's the camera that we use? Monkey.
Which, for what? For actually putting on the
train.
That is a good question because we were sent it.
We were
it's,
actually, yeah.
Like an SQ13 or something. Tell you what, I will look it up and I will put it into the chat because that's the best way.
Gordon Hanning says, I had a Wainwright D-Class on order from Rails of Sheffield, but I don't know if I can afford it now as my motorbike has destroyed its rear brake and a few other parts. Oh, sorry to hear about that. Not trains. Cars and motorbikes have a really, really good habit of doing that. They go, we see you've got some money saved up. We'll attend to that.
Would you like me to spend it?
Yeah, it's like the evil Microsoft paperclip. George, hi to you. Tony Wright, Ted Knott, Houston WHAP, Southern Train Girl, hi to you. Michael Pollitt, hi Jenny, been to see Tim today. Great to be at Arcadia again, spent a few quid. Yeah, I know, it's I need to get over to Arcadia models at some point. Messing about with models, I see Hornby HM6000 Bluetooth control system is finally out. Yes, as well, that's another one of the news items. We got sent a press release for that today. And this is an all-new, effectively wireless, but using Bluetooth way of actually controlling locomotives on DC. So it's an interesting system. It'd be really interesting to see how that works. But there's, of course, still a really, really good... so apparently the TARDIS has been spotted already. So that would be the artist formerly known as Garthian has picked up on that one. But yes, so it's really interesting. There's still quite a big fan base for running on DC. Nothing wrong with that. And this new system from Hornby does look to be really interesting.
Which new system is this again?
It's a you use your mobile phone as the controller, connects via Bluetooth with an app to the base station.
I meant what's it called?
Something like HM6000. Richard Swiderski as well has also spotted the TARDIS. Juliet Moy Jones says, yay, got our Class 40 and our Hornby car transporter as well. Excellent.
Analog controller, yeah, here it is.
Egg Rider says, I second your feelings about Hornby 00 linked to your family. I had to get both Sir Nigel Gresley and Duchess of Atholl from last year's centenary releases, as my dad had both in 3-rail years ago. ML says, I recommend taking a look at the USRA Mikado 282 if you're looking at American locomotives. My absolute favourite. Yeah, there are some really, really great models, and I'm going to be looking into getting some stuff.
Wow. Actually, this HM6000 is actually cheap. $29.99.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really surprising.
Patrick Ling says, had my order for the Southern Railway 6-wheeler. I know that a few people... There's one of... interesting. Fly My Channel says, waiting on power controllers from Rails and a Jenny Kirk bauxite wagon too. Get one. Boom! On message. Loving it. Evan Terry says, I have my 3MT back today from the modeler shop. James Hardy says, Hornby's Thompson locomotives have got a lot of issues. Can you see Hornby folding? No, Hornby will not be folding. I must admit, I've only seen one person publicly go on about faults on the A2. I know not everybody's on social media, but I know a lot of people who haven't had a problem. So I haven't reviewed one, so I'll reserve judgment on that. Right, I'm going to turn the sound off on the N7. Matthew Hobbs Railway says, yes, very keen to try out my new Hornby DC app controller as I've not made the move to DCC yet. Yeah, a lot of people haven't. And in all honesty with you, it's quite simply the case. If you have, say, a small layout, there isn't really necessarily anything to be gained from going DCC for some of the really small layouts. Warbler Productions says, I have 2 of the JK wagons on order. Can't wait for them to arrive. Dawn Brown says, cheers to you, Zoe. B2000RO Toys channel. Hi, Jenny and Zoe. We've nearly finished building our Gordon the Big Engine model. We bought the chassis we were recommended and we're just modifying it to fit our Gordon model. Brilliant. Thank you very much for that. The Ellesmead Project says, Hornby HM6000. Ooh, waste of money. It's most likely a Raspberry Pi inside a box. I think that what you've got to remember is that for a lot of people, even if that is all it is, I don't for 1 minute think it is exactly that, but there's a lot of people who couldn't put something like that together. That it's not their bag, and the ability to just buy that ready to go in a box is actually worth an awful lot for a lot of people.
Especially since the app will be set up already.
Yes.
So what's in the box is, for the most part, irrelevant if you if you're thinking about it, because you have to have the ability to create the app if you don't get this thing. And that's it. It's not for everyone. Of course it's not. But come on.
Big hello to Valley's 56XX, Josh's Railway Adventures. Valley's 56XX says that was a rant and a half, and it's if it's who I think it is, yes, I think it is. Brockwell Lane says I have a Hellion 07 shunter that needs a DCC chip and want to try the Stay Alive thing out. Which one should I buy?
Watch the camera while you talk.
Yeah, what I recommend is that you look into for an easy fit DCC Stay Alive system. I don't know why I said DCC Stay Alive system. They don't work on DC. Just to make that clear, for various reasons, even if you have a Stay Alive plugged into a decoder that has got CV29 set to work on DC, it doesn't do anything for various reasons. But anyway, DCC Hellion Class 07, I recommend the Zen Blue Plus 6-pin direct decoder. That will have the fly lead that you can then you can fit the decoder into the locomotive, fits perfectly, and there's a little channel that you then carefully run that fly lead into the bottom of the cab. To that you can plug the DCC Concept Stay Alive control board, and you can't put the biggest capacitor pack in, but I believe the next one down will fit inside the cab, and then you can put it all back together. And that is exactly what I have got inside. I'm just going to lift it off the track. This particular Hellion 07, number 07009, is fitted with exactly that setup. Although what I would say to you is it's possibly worth just testing out, if you have available, the Zen Blue Plus decoder on its own, because they do feature the brownout protection, which is exactly the same actually as what the Rails Connect 6-pin direct decoder has. That doesn't feature the fly lead for the Stay Alive, so if you then subsequently decide you want a Stay Alive, you can't add it to the Rails Connect version. But I have actually got, if I pick this one out, the Hellion 07, I've got 07002, and that is fitted with just the Zen Blue Plus decoder. And actually, for a lot of circumstances, that brownout protection has actually served it well. So I may not actually fit that with the Stay Alive, because they are expensive. So, you know, it swings and roundabouts. If you're doing a lot of shunting over things like Insel Frog Points, then yes, the Stay Alive power packs are worth their weight in gold. Iron Horse Heathen asks, I wonder why the DCC Concepts decoders need a control board for Stay Alives. It's because they're actually smart Stay Alives. And the way it is, if you looked at, say, like the Train-O-Matic one as well, the control board is actually has the capacitors hard on it on the Train-O-Matic version. And I believe there's a similar setup for things like the Lens or the TCS ones. And the idea behind the DCC Concepts one is by separating the capacitor power pack from the control board. It means they only need to make one type of control board, and the capacitor power packs can be made bigger or smaller separately, and it just makes it cheaper to produce. It also means that if you're restricted on space, by separating the control board from the capacitor power pack, it gives you a bit more flexibility for placement within the locomotive. George says, really liking the camera angle looking over the yard and turntable. Oh, excellent. And I can actually, it is noisy, so there's probably Billy's replacement speakers hard at work now. But you can see, look, no hands, Ma.
Look, Ma, no hands.
Yeah. So,
which is what you said when you had an accident in the kitchen one time.
Was it? Oh, right.
Look, Ma, no hands.
I'm going to turn that off because that's probably quite a lot of noise. But I have motorised my turntable. Ben Davis asks, out the Hattons Genesis coaches, have you seen batch 1 decorated samples of all deliveries? Yeah, we were talking about that a little while ago. What one do you like the most? For me, it's got to be the London and North Western Railway LNER pre-war brown as well. I really like the South Eastern and Chatham Railway and the London, Brighton and South Coast Railway livery. And it's just simply a case of I have a lot of locomotives crying out for those. Whamgok, hi to you. Sheker Firma, hi to you. Johnny Rotten as well. And James Pett says, it's not Billy's replacement speakers loud. I was worried that there might be a vibration passing through. Ron B says, sounds like a tumble dryer. Ben Forster says, do you recommend the Hellion Class 33? Yes, very much so. I've got one of those. I've got Eastleigh, the special edition from the Gauge Master Collection range. That is using the previous tooling, but actually for a lot of people that's perfectly acceptable. There is an All Singing All Dancing newer version. If you go and check out on one of my earlier videos, I did do a full review. Excuse me, there's a lot of gas in Diet Coke, the beverage of choice. But if you go and check that,
Cokey.
But if you go and check that out, then we've got a full review of that, and it does also give you the DCC fitting guide. Pete Clark, hi to you. What else we got? James Pett says, when I eventually... Oh, it's just gone off the screen. Seth Holland says, do you have a business email or something similar? I'd be willing to lend you a US diesel with sound for reviewing. Getting it to you might be a problem as I'm in the US, but I'd pay for shipping. What I'd say on that is I'd say not to do that, because the problem with that is I'd feel really bad if it got lost in the post. And I am currently negotiating with a couple of...
And of course, remember the one time we did try that, it got stopped by customs, sent back, and could have got lost.
Yeah, so there's a lot of problems with stuff coming in from abroad. So I say, look, thank you ever so much for the very, very kind offer. But it's probably best that we don't, for all manner of logistics reasons. And don't worry, I am on the case. And we'll be looking to get some US outline locomotives in the near future. Creeping Jane, hi to you. Ben Forster as well. That model railway guy, evening all, just tuned in while doing a bit of modelling myself. Excellent, excellent. David J says, thank you, Jenny, for your video using OO Metcalf retaining walls on an O-gauge layout. I got 2 kits today from TMC and finally tracked down a matching stone viaduct 2 from the railway conductor. Excellent. Dean Fielding, hi to you. Bangor Junction, Carl Bronze, hi, that model railway guy. Matthew Hobbs, Railways, East Midlands, Train Spotter 2021. Pete Clark as well. Russell Benson has got an 86 on order from Rails. Really looking forward to it. I think it's a couple of weeks away. Yeah, I think at the moment they're somewhere in customs. So they are imminent, and really looking forward to those as well. And I may well be ordering myself one. I've been looking at those and thinking, you know what, I think I need to. Right, upward and onwards as well. Hi Jenny and Zoe, hope you two and everyone is well. We are, absolutely, thank you very much. Right, other news. We talked a bit about the livery samples from Hattons. Now, there is some other news from Hattons. I know a lot of people have also got to a cancellation email. Now, we can't overlook this. There's a lot of cancellation emails going around, and it's all Hornby products. And I've been trying to get to the bottom of this. So I've approached Hattons. I've approached Hornby as well, and it's actually very difficult to see what's really going on. But what I can say is that there has been posted to RM Web. Somebody posted a screen grab from somebody from Hattons who said that the Hornby allocation of, in that particular case, the W1 had been reduced to 0. Now, Hornby have told me that that isn't the case. But just repeating what information I've been passed to, what I do know is that I got the cancellation email as well, so it does seem to be affecting a lot of people. So my W1 order, which was originally cancelled by Rails when they stopped stocking Hornby, moved to Hattons, and it's now being cancelled as well. And I know a lot of people have also been receiving that same email. The cancellation did also apply to some of the pre-grouping coaches, I'm led to believe, because somebody commented that they were struggling to now get the London and North Western Railway examples. And what I will say to you is I actually, I think it was Hereford Model Centre. I was browsing on there just to look at some other stuff, and I did notice that Hereford Model Centre is showing as in stock with pretty much all of the pre-grouping coaches. Patrick Ling says, I had a cancellation notice from a different dealer saying their quota had been cut 80%. Now that is quite interesting. I know that on RM Web, It does seem to be people focusing on Hattons, but that is actually really interesting. Up until now, I hadn't been aware of anybody with with other retailers, so that is interesting. Tony Wright says, Jenny, have you seen the Wi-Fi Tracks WFD31 cab bus Wi-Fi interface? It allows you to use your phone or tablet with either the Android or Apple apps. I've just fitted one and it works well. I remember in the earlier days of DCC, we're talking about 10 years ago, using one that you used a smartphone, like an iPhone. I think they were on iPhone 3 at the time. And that worked really, really well.
I remember seeing that as well. And some of our friends back then were talking about how interesting it was.
Yeah. Big hello to Coddesmore. Great to see you in. We're doing absolutely fine. Thank you very much. Trevor Dickinson said, Hatton cancelled my pre-order for Era 1 wagons. Now, that is interesting. Great Eastern Models were advertising a little while ago that they did have quite a lot of those in stock. So it is worth checking around. Some of the more popular models, like the W1, I've found most places are showing out of stock for those. So it's probably going to be the case that I don't end up with a W1, which is unfortunate, but it's just one of those things. Vobert Becking has also said the NBR coach cancelled by Hattons. Is that the North British Railway Genesis coaches, or is that they're no longer got any of the Hornby ones in stock? Because, as I said before, I checked the Hereford Model Centre site, and they are listing pretty much all of the Hornby pre-grouping coaches in stock.
Russell Benton has a very good point here. This must be doing Hattons a lot of damage, because how can you pre-order with confidence from them?
Yes,
if it's getting cancelled. It's a fair point. I mean, this is going to have knock-on effects.
Yeah, and it is weird times. Gordon Hanning says, why don't model companies scrap the pre-order system and just supply to shops on a first-come, first-served basis? The problem with that is that you could get somebody with deep pockets could effectively just buy the whole production run and effectively monopolise the market.
Yeah, and then they they've effectively got themselves an exclusive without...
well spotted there, that model railway guy says, uh-oh, it looks like the Duchess on the outer line is now pushing one of its coaches.
Yeah, but like I'm...
Oh, you can see where that shows just how free running those coaches are.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that if you allow a first-come, first-served thing, then generic box shifter number 5 is going to spend all that money, buy up the lot, and then market it as an exclusive just from them, without actually having put any money in to make that thing in the first place.
Robert Becking, Hornby North British Railway coach, you got 4 out of the 5. That can be very annoying. Check out some other retailers. Hereford Model Centre, do tell them I sent you. Also, Tim at Arcadia Models is normally pretty good and carries a really great stock as well. So it is worth checking around. Right, when that train comes round, I'm going to reattach this coach and we'll see where we get to.
So, Jen, while you're waiting, if you had to say one thing, what are you...
Wibble.
No, what are you looking forward to the most that hasn't come out yet?
That hasn't come out yet?
That you know is coming, but hasn't arrived yet. What are you looking forward to the most? Aside from your own coach. Wagon even.
Well, yeah. Why is that not coupling? Oh no, come back, you. No, sorry, I'm just, don't distract me, man. Right, what was I going to say? What am I most looking forward to? I have been really looking forward to the Rail Store's departmental van. I know sometimes it's the little things. The Rail Store's departmental van from Bachmann, and I finally got one. I've not actually physically got it in my hands. I'll be picking it up from work tomorrow, because that's where it's ended up. It's come from Rails to Sheffield, so it's just a case of one of my work colleagues was able to physically pick it up the other day. But in terms of forthcoming, some of the Hattons Project Genesis coaches, particularly the departmental ones, I've been really looking forward to those. Locomotive wise, I'm guessing actually quite a few that I was looking forward to, like the Hellion Class 25, have now come out. I'm trying to think. I haven't really thought about it. I'm gonna. Oh, what's it doing over there?
It's not on the track.
Which one? The very last one?
Yeah, it looks like. You're having a hell of a time tonight, Jen, aren't you?
Yeah, it's like...
Before you go for it, switch the camera. People have all spotted where the TARDIS is.
The TARDIS.
The TARDIS. TARDIS. The pirate version.
Yeah.
Jenny, what's a pirate's favourite crime?
Larceny.
So, Warbler Productions is saying, how is your new job going, Jenny? Are you enjoying it?
Very much so. Absolutely enjoying the new job. And what I would say is, for those people who are looking to come to DCC Concepts, I have to stress this. You must book in advance. They're operating a very, very strict booking system to be able to come in person to the shop. Maximum of 2 people in together at a time.
Oh my goodness.
If you don't book, then pretty much if you just rock up, then you're not likely to get in. So you need to book in advance. All the usual mask and other COVID-related rules do apply. And the slots are getting booked up quite quickly. I think we've got 2 slots a day. Right.
David J has an interesting question for you.
David J says, Jenny, help! Trying to find a ready-built O-gauge junction signal. I've purchased a junction signal kit from Scale Signal Supply, but it has poor instructions for the uninitiated, and it's beyond me at the moment. Junction signal. I don't know whether the Daypole ones have come out in O-gauge. Certainly the regular ones, I have seen some of those in O-gauge. Now, they're not cheap, but they are fully functioning and ready-made. So if that's what you really want, then they are a good option. What I would say is do run them on a much lower voltage. The instructions say something like up to 16 volts. No, do not go there. They are so much less reliable when you run them right up to the max voltage. And it's one of the problems that we had with the feature-loaded water tower. I know a lot of people joked about the exploding nature of it, but if you run them on a lower voltage, they are absolutely fine.
Yeah, you've had a lot of fun with that one, haven't you? Is it turned on?
No. Mick Tag says, Kerno Model Shop has some 4- and 6-wheel coaches in stock. Liam at New Mills Model Railway says, we at Chasewater Railway Model Shop reopened for physical visits on Thursday. Can't wait.
It is so good. Jen and I went out earlier on just because we could. And it was so good to finally see towns waking up again.
Juliet Moy Jones asks, have I joined the Hornby or the Bachman Collectors Clubs? Technically, I'm still a member of the Hornby Collectors Club, I think, or it might just have lapsed. But I haven't renewed. It's one of those things you kind of, it's like get round to it.
You tend to go for it whenever there's something...
there's a special model that I want.
Which... maybe isn't what Hornby would like, but I can certainly see the strategy.
Rule 1 Model Railways, you're absolutely welcome. Great to see you in. Matty Matman, hi to you. Now, rest of the news. I did have a load of news, and now I've completely forgotten it because the cupboard monkey keeps interrupting me when
I
I'm
did nothing
talking.
of the sort.
So, right, what are you doing?
I'm just wondering...
oh, you're breaking it.
No, I'm just wondering how we get that camera over there.
What do you
Is
mean
that the
one?
roving cam, the one I didn't change?
No, it's that one.
Ah, it is that one. Oh my goodness.
Right. JJ, the tank engine, they don't crash, I'm afraid, because, well, not afraid, because it's just like the real railway where crashing trains are not a great thing, especially not when actually cost quite a bit of money and easily damaged.
Oh, yeah. We do not crash trains on purpose here, although it has been known to happen.
Yeah, it has been known to happen accidentally. Patrick Furlong, Zoe, Gosport today looked very lively at the best of times.
Hello to Sir Patrick Furlong.
Yeah, it's really busy in Bolton as well.
We were so happy to see that, weren't we?
Yeah, we were.
To the point where we actually sat down and had just something from a cafe, didn't we?
We
just
did,
to enjoy the fact that the place wasn't empty.
Yeah, and the pigeons were really, really digging that.
They were having a field day.
Yeah, I think the pigeons have had a bit of a fallow year. Richard Swiderski says TARDIS next to Tractor.
Yes, it is.
JJ the Tank Engine says, what if Thomas was in here? I don't actually have any Thomas the Tank Engine, it has to be said.
You do plan to, but everything else comes up instead.
To it.
This is the problem with this kind of hobby. You always look at this stuff and think, yeah, I'd like one of them, and I'd like one of them, and I'd like one of them. And then something else comes up and you prefer that instead. And it's prioritising. It's just how it is.
No worries. Big hello to VR Sofa as well. Says, be a joy to do something for you. Dave Smith looks like... What?
That was because... if you're, it's a thing that was deleted. I'm not sure that our moderators are going the right way with some of the things that are getting deleted tonight.
Yeah,
so, guys, I understand why, but that's
yeah. On the moderating front, I'm okay with people mentioning about things like if they're wanting to send in products, or if they have a small model railway related business. That's fine.
Yeah. I mention here and there, but don't spam. If it was spammed, then yeah, sure.
Pete Clark says, Farmer to the Doctor, get off my land. Mark Rice, hi Jen, is Hornby going solo, or is Simon not running the show now? But the shareholders, again, I hope he's not being knocked out. I'm not aware of any problems at Hornby.
I don't think it would be a right thing to do to speculate.
No, I'm not going to speculate, and I'll be honest with you, I am not aware of there being any problems whatsoever. What?
Iron Horse Heathen, oh my goodness. Don't even mention that kind of thing. She'll go into a panic mode. If the worst happened and you had to sell all your locomotives except 3, which 3 would you keep?
Oh.
VR Silver, don't worry about it. Don't worry. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to read out what was deleted. If you're ever interested in 3D printed parts, sounds like I'm shilling, but I swear, excuse me, I'm their 3D modeler. I do what people request. If you're ever interested, Google Comet 3D.
Brilliant. Well, no worries. Thank you very much.
Yeah, like I said, I understand why moderators would delete that because it looks thing, but once or twice here and there. Just small businesses, come on.
Right, before it disappears off the top, I need to read Ben Tullett. Jenny, I see Hornby have told everyone about the news show on UK TV. By chance, is it the one you have been secretly hiding from us? Yes, it is. And now that they've announced it, I guess... Actually, yeah, so there we are. There's some other news. The super secret television project is the 10 lots of 1 hour episodes of Hornby and Model World, I think they said it was called. Yes, that is what I have been filming for. There we are.
She's going to be doing the role of the sign. She's the sign for this.
Yeah, actually, Ron B, I would keep the purple A4. Yeah, there'd be La France. This is tricky. La France would definitely be up there. Got to keep that. I think Duchess of Montrose, and for the third one, I think it would be 08507, which is my Bachmann weathered and faded Class 8 shunter. So there we go. But then again, I really like my weathered Hellion Class 07. I do quite like the N7. You got to have a 20. Oh, I don't know. Angel Share Model Railway, hi to you. I know. No, Iron Horse Heathen, I did actually say, but there's I keep looking and thinking, oh, actually, I like that one as well.
Well, yeah, you're obviously going to keep La France.
I think basically there's going to be a huge box, and I'd be like supermarket sweep going, come on, I'll save you.
It'll be. I think I can guess what would be in the 3. La France, the Duchess of Athol.
No, Duchess of Montrose I prefer.
Duchess of Montrose, my goodness, I cannot guess. And a Gronk.
Maybe. The Ellesmead Project, weird stuff happened on YouTube channel tonight. Ooh. Tim's Model Railway in different videos. Is that a Hornby 9F? No, that is a Bachmann 9F that's going round. It was very kindly donated to the channel.
Pete Clark says, I thought she was a shelf, so yeah, but she's been promoted now. Now she gets to be the sign. Oh no, what have you done? You've broken it.
That's a bit weird. Oh, I think it's the 9F didn't like being talked about. It's derailed on the...
Oh my goodness.
Or has it?
Yeah, Warbler Production says you need to keep a garret for all the stock you wouldn't have gotten rid of.
Right.
That is a good point.
There we go. Yeah, I think it was the 9F.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm just going to move that.
Are you breaking everything?
No, I'm not. You broke it.
I did. I broke
right.
it out.
VR Sofa says, and also love the channel. Thank you very much. Me and my other half are building a track. Engage. Can't wait to see more of your videos for inspiration.
We're getting a vast amount of the butt cam today, mind?
Of the what?
The butt cam. Whenever you have to lean over
to
sort things out.
Pete Clark says, hashtag blame Heath. Yeah, there's
everyone's saying, oh, what a view.
I wonder, sorry, was my it's like, my God, it's like two badly parked Volkswagens.
Yeah, we've had a very good view of Butoxeter today.
But right. Anyway, meanwhile, back at the ranch. Right, what other news have we got? The Hellion Class 86 is imminent, probably. Maybe another couple of weeks. I believe they have reached Denmark, which is the main Hellion warehouse. They've then obviously got to be transferred over to the UK. Got to go through customs, and that may well mean something. I think the Class 25 suffered a 6-week delay in UK customs. Larry W. Grant says, oh dear, I've overslept. Late to the Monday Club. Hi to Jenny and Zoe from Dallas
I'm
Texas.
Sorry, but no, Frodo Backens. A Monday Clubber is never late, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to. I cannot do a Gandalf impression.
Phil Metcalf says, quick, get the plastic out and disguise the rest as rolling stock.
Samuel Dennehy, the original Half-Ass Customs, says, let's see if this shows up. It was great talking with you last night. Jenny, what have you been doing?
Oh, yes. So which one's that? Has it gone off the top of the screen?
No, there.
Samuel Dehaney, the original Half-Ass Customs. Yes, let's see if this shows up. Was great talking with you last night. Yes, I did an interview last night for a podcast, and it was actually very, very late for me because obviously with the time zones, I think there's about a 5 or 6 hour time difference. But yes, it was absolutely great to chat with you. In fact, we chatted through to what time was it? It was something like 2:45 in the morning, 2:45 in the morning, my time. So we started at 11, so that's what, 3? Good God, that's like 3 3/4 hours. So yeah, we were doing really, really well.
It's all right, just keep going.
What's wrong?
I've got the wrong sponsorship on the screen.
Never mind.
That's what's wrong.
Larry Rogers says the 3 of mine I'd keep would be the Union Pacific Big Boy number 4018. Yeah. New York Central Mikado. And the N&W, not sure which line the N&W would be, but the J-Class 611. Creeping Jane says, so a Hellion associated with Lego? Not as far as I'm aware.
Why would they be associated with Lego? What's going on?
Well, they're based in Denmark, I think. So, no, Lego's a completely different...
That's like suggesting that they'd be associated with bacon.
Bacon.
Oh, set her off now, guys.
Yeah, you know what? I'm really fancying a chip butty after this. Right. Let's change cameras. Let's go to this cam. Retro Mickey 82. Big hello to you. Effingham. Evening to you as well. Let me just double check that. Yep, that's fine. Come here, you. Come back.
Quarter of an hour ago, Garthian said there's a carriage being pushed by the Maroon Duchess.
What?
I just got the message. Sorry, Garthian, I wasn't paying attention.
We fixed that. We have fixed that. Ben Tullett says 368 people watching. Everyone hit the like button. Absolutely, yes. Tickle that like button. Share the stream as well. Let's get as many people as we can onto the stream. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not already done so. James Pett says TARDIS on Water Tower by Tunnel. I knew somebody would spot that. And people have got really good eyesight. I can barely see it on the screen.
Oh, I can see it on mine. On my
yeah, yeah. Patrick Furlong says fires, chip and bacon. Fires a chip and bacon.
He's sending it to you. Well, thank you, Sir Patrick.
Yeah, he's firing Coke and sweets to you.
Sounds great to me.
It's a bottle of Coke with Mentos in, and the top's loose.
That's your new space program. That is. That's you. That is. That's how you go to the moon. That is.
Barry Turner says, when I join your stream, I always tick the like button because I always know it's going to be a great stream. Oh, you're trying to make my ego so big I can't get downstairs. Larry Rogers says N&W is Norfolk and Western. Brilliant. Thank you for that. It's one of those things. I'm not so familiar at the moment with the US scene, but I am getting there.
She's very trying as well.
James Pett says, I have a 31-inch 4K monitor, so I don't need good eyesight to see the TARDIS. Right, well...
Jenny has a 27-inch monitor, but I don't let her use it for ops. All that's on it is the chat.
As far as we're aware, I don't know whether it will use the graphics acceleration on the card, even if it's not showing it on the screen.
I don't know. I think it's best to leave it where it is.
Yes, we don't want to mess about with the tech. So we have the actual monitoring feed on the tiny old monitor, which I think is only a 15-inch. But we've got a 27-inch HD one up there.
Wow.
Oh, I like that. Pete Clark says, I approve of James Pett's spotting the TARDIS. James Pett says, if your ego gets so big that you can't go downstairs, you will need to stay in the layout loft forever. Yes!
You
Tickle
tell her
my
that
ego.
as if she's going to think that's a bad thing. Come on,
Brilliant.
guys. She loves it.
So yeah, what else is incoming? Now we've also had the Tipfield Thunderbolt announcements. Oh, wait a minute. Simon Train's Model Railway Showcase says, just be careful with the like button. There is a glitch on YouTube when they take away likes and you see less likes, but the information is wrong. The likes info on your analytics will be correct.
Wow.
Rule 1 Model Railway says, I have two 27-inch monitors and a 21 above those. Oh, that is like Uber multi-monitors.
That's like Terry Pratchett almost.
Yeah. Curved screens. And it come back with a good one here. James Pett says, I approve of wall monitors. The Oldsmead Project says it said %0, but that's the percent buttons on 5, so that's 50-inch TV here. Wow. Boosting like a pro. Oh, nice. Yes. Houston WHAP is definitely brown sauce. I think we're actually we're still talking about the bacon sandwiches there. Barry Turner says sponsor icon still showing the club wagon.
It's meant to.
It's meant to.
And I got the sponsor wrong earlier on when it showed our previous sponsor.
Yeah, Scale Model Scenery. Do go and check out Scale Model Scenery because they have supported the channel immensely. But
this week we're showing off Jenny's model.
Yeah, tonight we're drawing your attention to the Jenny Monday Club Wagon. So it is available to order through the links in the description box. It's
in that little bit of text underneath the wagon.
And apparently there's a little bit of text underneath the wagon. Oh,
nice.
Nigel Cole, hi to you. Growler Blackwood N-Gauge layout, evening to you. George Botterini, wow, Jenny is keeping up with the chat.
That's why we got the second monitor.
Got the extra monitor. Dongit's Model Railway, multi-monitor gang, represent. I've 5 on my desk right now.
That's even more than...
That is hardcore. Southern Train Girl says, is Jenny okay? She's keeping up with the chat.
This is
Jay
why we
says
got
hello.
The extra monitor.
Daniel Zoho Gauge Model Railways, hello to you. Dongit's Model Railway, 3x23-inch, 2x29-inch ultra-wide. Everybody's trying to post as quick as possible, aren't they? Jay, how are the sales of your wagon going? It's either, I think it's either 2/3 or 3/4 and now sold out.
Wow.
James Pett's 5 monitors, goodness me, that's quite a thing. Retro Mickey 82, HP Brown Sauce. It's I suppose it's a northern thing. Pete Clark, Summit Strange, Nikki. Flymo Chairman, New Junction. Hi to you as well. Gosh, everybody's piling in, trying to get the text to go off the screen. Mark Rice, TARDIS is on the building water tower. Going to the dogs, barbecue sauce. I'm with you all the way on that. J. Paul Anderson says, what's the theme today? Southern Railway. No real overarching theme.
The theme today is being surprised that Jenny can keep up with the chat.
You've made me lose stuff.
Everyone
off the
says,
top.
is Jenny broken?
That's Evan Terry. Matavel, 5 monitors, you need more eyes. Barry Turner says, sorry, that's what comes of joining late. Philip Page, good evening to you. Cooper and District Model Railway Club. Hello from Cooper in the Kingdom of Five. Sadly, we don't have our freedom yet. It will come, don't worry. Nigel Cole, hi to you. Posse92. Jenny, do you ever repaint, rename or renumber any of your models? I tend not to, no. Breezer707, I really enjoy watching your live stream. The way you and Zoe bounce off each other is great. Your knowledge is great. Oh, we're trying to get my ego so big I can't leave. Retro Mickey 82 says, no, I meant which is better, HP or Daddies? Oh gosh, Daddies. Yes, I like both. I think, yeah, I think James Pett, I think you're right actually. Daddies is a slightly sweeter version. Logan Clary only has 2 screens. Don't worry about it. I've only got 2 as well. Sue at Putnam Junction, hi to you. New Junction says, how's the new roll going? It's going really, really well, actually. And
is this a sausage roll?
No, according to you, it's my new roll as a shelf.
Well, you are a shelf. You...
Hold on, wait a minute. Have you? Oh no, it's here.
I didn't. I've done that. What? Stop. Not fair. It's not fair.
Right. Anyway, come on. Professional face. Yeah.
I don't think we have one of them.
I've got one in a box somewhere, I think.
Alexa, sing the Monday Club song.
Everybody
If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. Cause every train there ever was has gathered there together because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Yay!
Yay!
Oh, the excitement! And everybody else's little electronic assistant has gone like, what? It's like, no, don't worry, it's not you. Warbler Production says it's not Facebook from 2013, Jenny. You can't poke you. Oh, do you remember that? The poking thing. That didn't last. Red Visby says get booking on those preserved railways, folks. Booked on the East Lancs in May. They are doing 1991 prices for their 30th anniversary. Wow. Excellent. Richard Swiderski goes, now, girls. Sue at Putnam Junction says, and they've lost it. 1701, the final flyer. Evening to you. Before. James Pett says, splendid. Creeping Jane, HP, Daddies, they're both okay. I agree with you on that. Southern Train Girl says, Jenny and Zoe, you're not on the playground now, ladies. Gwen Reese Davies, Jenny and Zoe are having a domestic. Andy T741, why is Grandad watching two? I think that's in Only Fools and Horses. I think because he can. Mo Henry, will you build another garden railway at some point? Yes, it is waiting to be redeveloped.
Yes, when are we going to have our
Clive Cobold,
special?
New Junction, the video on the new Hellion Class 86 locomotive was great. Lance 2021, hello to you. Ron B, she can't hold the tune very well. Actually, yeah, we finally found a singer who's worse than me. In fact, worse than you as well.
James Pett says, Alexa, set reminder, take the penguin for a walk every hour.
At what time would you like the first reminder?
Never.
Cancel.
Nigel Cole says, oh, the chat's moving fast now. I'm really actually struggling to keep up here. Ben Tillett, Jenny, did you see my comment I put on Zoe's Care Bear find? I think she appreciated it. What did you... I didn't, actually.
You don't watch my vlogs, that's why.
Ryan G says, brown sauce from Chippy is best. Breezer707, I know you love the Brighton Atlantic. Is there any other London, Brighton and South Coast locomotive which has not been made ready to run, which you would like to see? I'm not that familiar with LBSC locomotives. I know the E4 has come as well from Bachmann. Didn't sell as well as perhaps it deserved to. The E4 is a great model from Bachmann.
Thumbs up if you think Zoe should appear on the Monday Club with Jenny.
Well, she is. Lean forward.
That means I have to get up. I've got a nice little setup over here, guys.
Yeah, she's established a nest. So, so here she comes. Martin Sisma says the penguin on your telly will explode.
Hi.
James Pett says the LBSCR i3 would be a splendid thing to have made by someone one day. James Pett is contemplating building a kit of one.
No, if I stay on camera too long, I'll melt.
Juliet Moy Jones says, I'm hoping to go to the Severn Valley Railway when lockdown is lifted and Jag has come.
You know when you've got your arm round my shoulders, you're pulling my hair.
Yeah, I know. Warbler Productions, the artist formerly known as Garthian. I'd love a model of Gladstone as preserved in the National Collection. Certainly, definitely. I would as well. James Pets is waving to you. Go on, wave back like the good little monkey you are. Martin Searsman says, Monty Python. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Yeah. Right, go on, go away now.
Yay, I get to leave.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Nigel Cole also says, hello, Zoe. Tim's Mother Railway in different videos. Something strange in the neighbourhood. Who do you call Ghostbusters? Definitely. Retro Mickey 82 says, a wild Zoe has appeared. She's not that wild. Ben Tullett says, Cupboard Monkey has come out of hiding. And 1701, the Filed Flyer, has chanted your name 3 times, which you've got to be careful. If you do that after midnight, there's a special incantation, and what happens is your duvet gets stolen, and they establish a nest.
And I eat all your pizzas.
Yeah. Pete Clark, and now for something completely different. Right, you can stop now. Broughton Junction, have you seen the Ribblehead Viaduct layout at DCC Concepts yet? Well, of course, I work there.
What was your plan? Your secret plan for that?
What, the viaduct?
For the model railway that goes around the office.
Well, I can't tell you. It wouldn't be secret, would it?
Would this be your plan to fill all of the trailers and the trucks with biscuits and see how long it takes for people to notice?
No, people would be like, "Oh, I love this place. Oh yeah, just stuff my face with bickies." Chris Skull 1959, was that a special appearance of Zoe? Yeah, and of course Pete Clark, he's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy.
Naughty.
And James
Naughty.
Pett says, I approve of sousaphones. Is that what we're calling the Cupboard Monkey these days? You think she's got an actual real instrument. That's just her mouth making that noise. Richard Swiderski says, ducks singing. Right, going to the dog says, talking about the Ribblehead Viaduct, the recent refurbishment has been completed ahead of summer of state action. Yes, and I did put a post out about that on the DCC Concepts Facebook page. Do get over there and follow that page as well, because part of my job is actually to make sure that there's a lot more information getting out on that. But yes, Network Rail have been taking down the scaffolding because the work has been completed ahead of schedule. And actually, I went up there with a couple of the other people from DCC Concepts, and we got some really, really great video and photographs, which I also put out as a video. So yeah, we saw for ourselves that it's pretty much all come down. Malcolm Moore says, can you do a how-to on making locos work really well at very slow speeds on DCC? Yes, I have done a review of the DCC Concepts Stay Alives. I've also done a review of the Trainomatic Smart Power Packs. Both of those go a huge long way to making your locomotives, especially shorter wheelbase locomotives, work incredibly reliably at super slow speeds. So do check out both of those videos. Rule 1 Model Railway says, LOL, I love how you had to specify it was her mouth.
Where else would it be coming from? My ears?
No, anybody who knows the Cupboard Monkey would know that her mouth is not the only orifice that gets a frequent workout.
You're being horrible tonight. It's not fair.
Flymo Chairman 1 says, I know I watched Nodrock's article, but I'll find the DCC Concepts Facebook page. Thank you very much. All we did was actually we shared the Network Rail post. So we didn't do anything special, but certainly what I'm going to be looking to be doing over the next few weeks is to really up the game on the Facebook, the social media, and putting videos out as well. Matty Matman says, Triang Track Cleaner, in the style of Billy's replacement speakers there. Yeah, I tried using one of those in the past. It was never heavy enough. Broughton Junction, do you have any Class 23s in your collection? I have, let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 Class 20s, and they're all of the original ones. Evan Terry says, I just subbed to DCC Concepts YouTube channel. Excellent. Stephen Park says, come Jenny, keep it clean, please. Now then, let's not have any more of that.
Welcome to the Monday Club after dark.
Yeah, it's too hot for TV. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, take a look at those pair of gronks.
Oh, gronk it up.
No, let's keep it clean. Let's keep it clean.
Right. Anyway, meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Back in reality.
Yeah, back at the ranch.
No,
what else we got now? Forthcoming from Bachmann, we've got all of those factory weathered coal wagons, and I want to put a mention out for these. And actually, I was asked a little bit earlier on about what models I was really looking forward to, and I actually completely forgot about these. But take a look at the ready weathered, Tampo printed ready weathered 16-ton mineral wagons from Bachmann. There's one in particular. If the actual released model looks the same as what the pictures that they've put out on their website are, they are amazing, and it just shows how we have moved on from a blast over with a dirty colour and an airbrush. And some of the actual printed weathering with the flaking paint, the discoloration, the rust on those Bachmann wagons really is getting superb. So I'm actually really looking forward to seeing some of those. They're down as arriving sometime in either April or May. We're now nearly halfway through April, and I think that they are imminent. Rails of Sheffield did put out a post on Facebook, which I did share, about them being imminent. Now, the previous post they put out did include the Rail Stores wagon, which has now reached the shops, so I would guess in the next few weeks for those. But do take a look at them. They are amazing models if the actual production models turn up looking like that. So kudos to Bachmann on those, and I will be trying to get a full set of those, and I will be doing a review if I do. What else is going on? Now, we've done the new, if you remember, we did the new old stock video covering some of the bargains that I found at TMC. And I just want to say, actually, that it's been a great response to this, because actually some of the models which I highlighted, which have been in stock at TMC for years and years and years, are now sold out. So hopefully a few of you got some great bargains out of that. Clive Cobalt says, Jenny, I would like someone to make a British Rail Sea-Link car ferry in 00. And what, the actual ship? You do realise that to scale, a Sea-Link car ferry would be like probably about 7 or 8 feet long.
That sounds like a massive
yeah.
I'll try that again. A massive Airfix kit. You could probably make a model like that.
Steve Taylor says, thinking of buying an older Bachmann crab off a certain sales site. Would that be down on the bay by any chance? Are they any good? I don't actually have one, but I don't know whether I've lost my train of thought now. What was I talking about?
Older Bachmann
crabs. I wasn't talking about crabs. Oh, you know what I meant. Yeah, they look to be pretty good models. Try and avoid the split chassis ones. Even if what?
Jenny's just said she doesn't have any crabs.
Stop it. Ryan G, are you going to get an Acura scale Manor? Yes, I will be doing. But yeah, no. The Bachmann crab locomotives, yes, they are worth doing. as long as it's not a split chassis one. Andy Gamble says, hi Jenny and Zoe, excited that Flying Scotsman is back at Bolton. What? Get my tickets.
What?
Monday Club, always fab. Tell us more. James Pett says, one thing that might be of interest to some, the Model Railway Club's online shop now has on sale some mugs that are a reproduction of mugs from the Great Northern Railway canteen at a good stepper. Ooh, excellent. Creeping Jane, my Bachmann bolster wagon, as recommended by Jenny, has a droopy coupling and derails at points. Oh, would that be one of these? I don't know what to say there. Mine are actually pretty good. It might be worth just talking to TMC about that, just in case you've got a little bit of a dud. All of my couplings are not droopy. You look like you've got your hand in your air.
I'm trying to get your attention so I can have you pause. Aiden's Railways has a good question here, where it says, hi Zoe, how short ideally would you like the videos for the end of the show? I'm working on something for next week. 4 minutes would be ideal.
Yes.
Anything over 5, and we really can't play them because we only give a half an hour's slot for this. So, yeah, but if anyone has a video to send the link to Zoe at zoerobinson.com. Just the link, like YouTube or Dropbox or anything like that. Just the link. Don't send the actual video. I have run out of space in Gmail and it will not come through.
Philip Page says, Jenny just sent you a video of Lancashire Fusilier at Horwich. Excellent. Looking forward to that. Rule 1 Model Railways, I have an Acura Scale 37 on order. Can't wait. Yes, and I am really looking forward to the Acura Scale Class 37s as well. The one I really like the look of, there's just something about it, and I don't know why, but 37001, the Doyen of the class, in rail blue, small logo rail blue.
I thought it was Doyen.
Yeah, that as well. Frank Warner says, Jenny, I know it's a big subject. Have you thought of doing a train formations info vid? I'll be honest, I'm not massively knowledgeable on that. It's something I could possibly look into. But time constraints are such that, obviously, starting my new job, I've got a lot of things on at the moment. So we do have a lot of great content that has been filmed and is in various states of being edited. Including Monkey See, Monkey Build will be coming back as well this coming Friday with an Italian model of the Cessna, I believe.
Yes, there's the Cessna 172 Skyhawk. Jenny, have you ever thought of, as a competition at an event, setting up a couple of tracks that are separate, each with their own DC controller, and racing locomotives like it's Scale X-Rec?
Well, no, because somebody had come along with a Hornby Pocket Rocket Railroad 040 and would just blow the competition away. As long as there was no bends. They're a bit like American muscle cars. They don't do bends very well because they tend to go so fast that they go whoop and flip off the side there. Matthew Dunmo says, good evening, Jenny and Zoe. Sorry I am late.
A Monday Clubber is never late, Frodo Baggins, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
The Ellesmead project says, new loco coming to Ellesmead after a generous donation. Photos will be posted on the Monday Club Facebook page in time. And possible a bit of audio of I think it's meant to say thrashing, but it's come out as trashing. Excellent. Looking forward to it. Richard Swiderski says, look forward to Zoe's video on Friday. Broughton Junction asks, when are the Acura Scale 37s due out for? Now, as I understand it, the release schedule is as follows. The 55 is coming first. Then I believe it's the 92 will come next, quickly followed by the 37. Stephen Simmons says, Clive Cobber, ferries were class 99 locomotives under the top system. Yes, never physically carried the tops numbers, but they were allocated them. Debbie Webb says, I've tried pre-ordering but cannot get it to work. If it's the Monday Club Wagon, you need to follow the link to Rails of Sheffield, and then it's a case of ordering it in the normal way of ordering anything else, and it will be it'll go through as a pre-order, so you won't be charged until they're ready to deliver. Right. Oh, I've read all.
Oh my goodness, are you up to date?
I am
wow.
up to date.
Oh
Yeah, it's like I can almost
goodness.
hear the clatter of people going. Oh, you think you're up to date, do you? Send.
Alexa, can a Monday clubber be late?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Oh, I've just set that up.
Apparently not. So I'm just going to give a blast to my turntable spinning round. Right.
A Monday clubber is never late, Frodo Baggins, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
You just type this stuff in. You could ever say anything you want, couldn't you?
Yes, yes, I could.
Right. Debbie Webb says, "Are you DC or DCC?" And this is entirely on DCC. So
you used to have one that switched.
I used to have the outermost track used to be able to be run on DC. Technically, it still is. You just kind of wire it into the Gauge Master Model D. But at the moment, everything on here is fully DCC. Nigel Cole says, "Up to date? How did that happen?" And Flymo Chairman 1, thank you ever so much. Posted a link to the DCC Concepts Facebook group as well. Rule, no, James. If you prefix your sentences with the name of the electronic assistant, just in the hope I'll read it out, then no.
Alexa, meow like a cat.
Is it switched on?
Doesn't want to.
Robin Slewer says, "I'm watching you with my sister puppy. Rule 1 Model Railways, you make my Alexa do weird things." Now everybody.
Now that sounds rude if you read it in the right way. You make my Alexa do weird things.
Worthington Model Railway, my East Asiatic company Merchant Navy arrived today. Hatton's phenomenal shipping again. Ordered last Tuesday, arrived in the US today. That is actually pretty good, and it's one thing that Hattons are very, very good at. It's very, very quick turnaround of getting orders out there.
Ridgeway Park 00 has an interesting question here. Mm-hmm. This might sound a bit stupid, but when you have a cab at both ends of a diesel, is there a rule of thumb about which way is the front?
They tend to describe this. It has a number 1 end, which is essentially the front, and a number 2 end. And my understanding is that, for example, on a Class 25, the front end is the end where you've got the actual fan on the roof. But don't quote me on that. And in all honesty, it doesn't actually matter. But notionally, one end will be marked as the number 1 end and the other end the number 2 end. But to all intents and purposes, it has 2 fronts and no back.
Fair enough.
Do we have many videos in tonight?
We have a few, but not a huge amount, I have to admit. So let me just load this up.
Not a problem.
Where's it gone? We have... Yeah, we got a nice amount. 5.
Brilliant. Don't forget to tickle the like button and share the stream as well. We've got 336 people, and I know that since lockdown has lifted and the weather's gone quite nice, I think a lot of people watch this on the rewind, which is absolutely fine. Jay says, assuming they have enough stock to actually honour the pre-orders they accept. We've heard earlier on, actually, there are other retailers having their who have sent out messages saying that they've had their allocations cut. Now, it may be the case, and I'm not saying that this is the case, but it does occasionally happen that things like containers fall off ships, get lost, things get damaged.
Yeah, so there's all kinds of issues, isn't there?
Flymo Chairman 1 suggests number 1 end has the electrics, and the Ellesmead project says number 1 end is normally closest to the fan.
Yay!
And I think it's just a convention rather than a necessity, I guess. Gary Lewis says in the USA, railroads put a letter F to determine front end running. The Ellesmead project play one of my updates too lazy to send Zoe the link. I'm sorry.
I'm too lazy to go and look for it then.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Big hello to David Crompton and Whitewall Wheels 1 Hardcore MOH. It's great to see you, but pointing out 344 people watching and only 127 likes. Ruben Ashwell says the weather. Something just derailed. I heard a click. Oh no. The weather
my
may
neck
have
just clicked.
Yeah, I heard that.
Oh.
The weather may have gone nicer, but it's rather cold at the moment. Actually, it was warm when we walked out.
It was very nice.
1701, the filed flyer says, on class 59 and 66, the number one end is furthest from the radiators. I'm still good for a drink, but that's fine. Okay. Valley's 56XX, if you put a diesel on a turntable, the number one end will point north. It's not a compass, you know. Jay, did Hornby have any products on board the Ever Given? I don't know, actually. I really don't know. But I do know that with COVID and everything like that, there have been delays across the board. The artist formerly known as Garthian says, I was the first person to like the stream earlier this evening. Naive Gage, hello to you. Captain Park Junction, good evening, Jenny and Zoe and everyone. I hope you're all keeping well. And Creeping Jane says, yes, woke up to snow in Oxford this morning. Well, we've had snow overnight a few nights now. It doesn't tend to stick around.
Naive Gage says, good evening all, sorry to be late, which of course we need to ask our new guest assistant what we say about that.
A Monday clubber is never late, Frodo Baggins, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
And
we've got an electric assistant. I don't need to be here anymore.
Oh, that's right. Go on then. Go on, hop it. Sling your hook. So, what would our electronic guest feel is the best type of locomotive?
Oh, well, we know that, don't we?
Do we?
What is the best locomotive?
Bronx the best, of course. Choo choo. It's time to gronk it up, baby.
Okay, right.
Oh, I'm having far too much fun with this guy.
Sean Ingpen says, you two are making my night at work. It's good.
Oh, thank you.
Right. I'm not reading out. People are putting in suggestions for things to ask the electronic assistant, but I'm very much aware that apparently it's triggering an awful lot of other people's electronic
assistant. Which is why I've found out that I can just press this button and make everything work. Like this.
Larry Rogers says, no snow here.
If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes.
Where's the rest of it?
Oh, cause every train there ever was has gathered there together because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Yay!
It's the Oh, it gets better and better, doesn't it? Egg Rider says the Ever Given start port was Tanjung Pelepus, Malaysia. So unless Chinese containers had been shipped to Malaysia first, I doubt any Hornby stuff is on board. Aha. Ron B says, I am almost falling from my chair, so I am gronking to bed, have to work early. Brian Stone says, your electronic guest has an interesting take on the shipping forecast. Iron Horse Heathen says, ask her what the meaning of life is.
Alexa, what is the meaning of life?
The meaning of life depends on the life in question. 42 is a good approximation.
Alexa, thank you.
Okie doodly dokie. Right. Other news. I did probably have some other news, and I should write it down. Problem I got at the moment is I don't feel massively well today. I think I may have got a little bit of minor sunstroke. So I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. But, right. I did start at the beginning telling people...
Oh,
what?
Now this is interesting. Ben Tullett has a good point here. There's apparently a shortage of shipping containers.
Yes,
there's loads of them sitting on docks around the globe full of protective equipment.
Yeah, and also the other thing as well is there's a lot of people been stockpiling, and there isn't necessarily the time to reload ships with the empties, and shipping empty containers back, they earn much less money than if they ship full ones. So they tend to try and get backloads. Right. Mattervell said, my electronic assistant said, you're welcome to you.
Yay.
Excellent. FlyMoChem1 reminds everybody, send video links only, YouTube preferred, as its URL, title Monday Club, to Zoe at zoerobinson.com.
Right, I'm going to pop off for a sec because I think it's time for a coffee.
Okay.
Then we can go on with the virtual exhibition
Will
with
do.
everyone's videos. Would you like a coffee?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay.
Manthony 1956, hello to you. It says, hello Jenny, Zoe and all. Sorry I missed the fun. Had to replace my vehicle. All is good again.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry to hear. But yeah, there's
Why
basically...
is this floor creaking like I'm squelching one out?
Because you are. Right.
Oh.
Yeah. Basically, this China's not getting the empty containers back fast enough, and we're effectively got a lot of people stockpiling at this end as well. So it is a bit difficult. And there was talk that some of the container ships which were being sailed for scrap, it was suggested that actually the best thing they can do with those ships is actually load them up with all of the empty containers and take them back first. So yeah, I was aware that there's a little bit of an issue at the moment with the empty containers. So just another news roundup for you. Going back to the beginning of the show, the Acura Scale Deltic Class 55s are due some point Q2, Q3. They are on time, but Acura Scale put out a post saying that some of the different versions are actually selling out. So if you want to get particular ones, do get those orders in quick. Can be ordered from any Acura Scale dealers. There's also an awful lot of dealers now are on the Rapido Trains distributor list, so you can start ordering all those new models that have been announced from them as well. Hattons have put out a press release about the Project Genesis coaches. They've received livery samples of all of the remaining batch 1 examples, and they really do look amazing. You can find some more pictures of those shared to the Monday Club Facebook page, and we've got a post up on there which shows you those. I will be approaching Hattons to see if it's possible to borrow some of these, to be able to do a review, to handle them, to show you them up close and personal. But of course there's going to be a lot of magazines and such like really trying to do the same as well, so it might be a little while before I'm able to do that. The what else did I have? I had a whole load of news. Right, the Monday Club Wagon from Acura Scale is due Q3. Do get your orders in because we're currently up to 2/3 to 3/4 of the entire production run sold. When they're sold out, they will be gone. So do get your skates on with that. We've also had through from Bachmann the Rail Stores Wagon, a very eye-catching livery on this steam era van, although as far as I can tell it doesn't have the altered suspension. The real Rail Stores vans were on the experimental rebuilt chassis that included uprated suspension and air brakes fitted because they were coded ZRB. The B, of course, meaning that they had air brakes and were through vacuum pipes. But I'm gonna let Bachmann get away with that little foible. I really wouldn't expect them to retool and put a lot of cost in to actually just make some minor detail differences on the chassis. So really looking forward to that. I will be doing a review on that. The other standout products that are coming through from Bachmann as well. The factory weathered 16-ton mineral wagons really do look absolutely special from the pictures that I have seen. So if you want those, do go and look at them. A number of different retailers have got pictures up of those, and they look amazing. They're actually printed to look like they're weathered. The paint is peeling. It's got rusty, dirty. It is truly amazing the finish that they've managed to get on some of those. They are sure to actually sell out quick, so do get your orders in very quickly. In terms of other news, what else was I telling you? I've completely forgotten what I was going to say to you about. Yeah, that's probably about it. Anyway, right. Dave at My Model Railway, Jennifer Kirk, any news on the all-new Festiniog double fairly from Pico? I haven't had any further news. I did approach Pico probably about a month ago, and they said that they were still on track. Although what I have noticed is that the original delivery date of Q1 2021 has quietly been dropped across the board. So we're still waiting on that. The small Englands, I believe, will be coming first. Luke Craig says, "Evening, Jenny. Hope you and Zoe are well. Please could you tell me the brand and model number of the Blood and Custard coaches you have running tonight?" They are the Hornby Super Detail version of the Gresley teak coaches in Blood and Custard. Don't have any of the catalogue numbers to hand. But I have to say that they are really, really lovely coaches. They're the same ones that they produced in that really lovely teak finish. In fact, I did do a video on the channel probably a year to 2 years ago where I discussed all of the different liveries that those coaches have been made available in from Hornby, from the original LNER teak. The early BR teak livery has also been produced. The Blood and Custard, the All Over Maroon, the BR Blue Grey, certainly at least one buffet car got that livery. In fact, actually, I think several did, but Hornby made one release of that. And it would be nice to see, actually, if some of the departmental liveries of the full break turn up. Those haven't turned up just yet. But certainly they are great coaches, and as you're seeing tonight, behind the Duchess and Montrose, they are running really, really well. And if you're thinking, well, hold on, they'd be behind something like an A4. The reason for that is because when I was a kid, I had the Blood and Custard Gresley coaches, and I had a Duchess and Montrose, and they would regularly be run together. Warbler Productions, aka the artist formerly known as Garthian. I have about 21 of the teak liveried Gresley carriages. They truly are stunning models. I haven't quite got 21 of the original teak liveried ones with the white roofs. I think I've got about 10 of those. I also have 6 of the early BR livery, which is actually really hard to get. The Oldsmead project says, "I lost a good 1,000 subscribers a while ago. The excuse Google gave me that they were going through deleting bot accounts and removing everything made by those accounts, likes, dislikes and comments." Yeah, sometimes you do get a massive drop. YouTube tends to come and go in peaks and troughs. Sometimes you'll gain loads and loads of subscribers and stuff, and then all of a sudden it just goes dead, and it's like you really struggle, and that is part of it. They do regularly delete spam accounts, bot accounts, things like that. So if you've had a lot of them just pile in, then that can happen, and I'm really sorry to hear that you lost your AdSense because of that and never got paid. That is naughty of them. I know that I had a problem where I suddenly lost around 50 to 60% of my AdSense revenue over the space of a month, but it did pick up again later on. Flymo Chairman one says, "Michael Pollock, Jenny, do you know how to adjust the sound on a Roco Pacific Loco? Even Arcadia can't solve it. It's a mystery." I don't know. The only thing I could suggest on that is to contact Roco for some assistance. Luke Craig says, "Many thanks, many thank you." Hardy Hat says, "Hello, you silly humans." I believe we have a cat on the keyboard, so somebody is AFK away from keyboard and has let their cat do their talking for them. Flymo Chairman 1 says, "Subscribe, hit the bell and choose all for notifications." Absolutely, and don't forget as well to go and check out the Jenny Kirk Monday Club Facebook group, where you can post and share your new projects, news, keep up to date on all things in the model
How long's my
railway
chair
world.
been in the camera?
In the camera? I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention to that.
Oh, that's the change, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't really pay attention to you or whatever it is you're up to. You're like white noise over there.
Well, isn't that lovely of her?
Also, don't forget that you can check out and support the channel over on Patreon as well. So do, I think we've got some links knocking about somewhere, so do check us out there as well.
I think we've got some. They're on the screen, Jenny.
Yes, they are. Right.
Oh dear.
Have you put some chips in?
Might have.
Excellent. You've wafted the smell of chips with you.
Oh my goodness.
Although we've changed the beverage of choice to coffee.
Mocha.
Mocha coffee. Lovely.
Chocolate.
Yeah. The artist formerly known as Garthian, aka Warbler Production, says TARDIS in front of Gronk. Yeah, it's been there for a while, so if you want to... I tell you, I will hide the Doctor's modesty.
I don't move it. The Doctor moves it. The Doctor flies the TARDIS.
Okay.
I've told you this before.
But there we go. Hardy Hat says, hello, you silly cat, also. Lots of people saw the TARDIS as soon as I changed the angle there. Oh my word, Kev McKay 85, Evan Terry, Tim's Model Railway in different videos, Houston WHAP, and David Watts as well. So a sudden flurry of activity.
Have you checked your PayPal recently? Just to make sure, because I know you might not have. I have to keep reminding you just in case.
No. Nobody sent anything through.
David Scott says, repeat comment, does anyone lubricate their rolling stock?
Yes, I do. And what I use is, I've got the kind of syringe that you get for, the printer refill kits. I don't know whether they still sell them anymore because the printer company's got cheeky and started putting microchips in.
I was so angry when that happens. Like, how dare you
just ripping people
put
off.
chips in and then not fill your cartridges up?
Yeah. So basically, I use quite a heavy gauge needle. These ones are from Deluxe Materials, and that is 5W30 motor oil, semi-synthetic. And it doesn't need to be that, but you need to make sure that you need to use an oil that is not going to attack and damage plastic parts. And car motor oil, actually, there are plastic parts in engines, so that does tend to be quite good. I then use that to very, very accurately apply very, very small amounts of oil direct to the bearings. You don't want too much, otherwise it will run down, get on the wheel treads, get on your track. But yes, it does definitely massively improve the running quality of your wagons.
So at this point, I'm going to say, Jenny, would you like to move over to our cinematic experience, the virtual model railway exhibition, and show off the videos that people have sent in?
Yes, bring them up.
Okay, let's do this. It's totally.
Yeah, you're gonna break the thing now. She's gonna smash the joint up. Evening to you.
Do
with
nothing
model
of the
railway.
sort.
You just made things incredibly big.
No.
You have actually.
No, I haven't.
Whoa! Now I
did none of the thing. That's why I was warning you, Jen. That's why.
David Watts says sewing machine oil in an old Gauge Master oil pen. Yep, that does definitely work really well. James Pett says I use a needle, the blunt end of which is embedded in a cork to apply oil. Yeah, that is another great way of doing it. The artist formerly known as Garthian says TARDIS lying down in wagon behind the N7. We can't get it past you, can we?
He's got TARDIS vision.
He does actually, yeah.
Ruben
Ashwell, Ruben Ashwell also spotted it as well. James Pett says this is the method recommended by Hornby back in the 1980s, I believe. I think it goes back further than that. I think it was recommended by Hornby 00 in the 1950s as well.
My goodness.
James Pett says, made things incredibly big. That's all very Alice in Wonderland. Oh, things are getting curiouser and curiouser. That is Alice in Wonderland, isn't it?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, lovely. Right, so who have we got up first?
Okay, I'm trying to bring it up because I...
Oh, interesting. The Alsmean project also says to solve wagon and coach squeaky wheels, use a graphite pencil lead. I'll have to try that. I've got a few Bachmann Mark 1s that have developed the dreaded Bachmann Mark 1 coach squeal, which is never repaired by oiling the bearings. It doesn't seem to make any difference, so I might try that. Let's have a look. David Scott says, thanks for your help, folks. You're absolutely welcome. And all the text has gone terribly, terribly small, you see.
Yes, which is why I suggest that you now jump over to this, because our first video is here. Worthington Model Railway.
So I've moved over, press play.
What we have is a short video playing Worthington Model Railway.
I love the castle. Yeah. Is that the Metcalf kit? That has turned out incredibly big.
When I saw that Metcalf kit, I thought,
yeah, that has turned out... Have you changed the sound?
No, I haven't. Did you leave south? Jenny, what are you doing?
Good
to
job,
me,
I
woman?
remembered.
Yes.
Oh, is that what? That's one of the Daypole Class 21s.
Yeah, that
really,
castle,
really.
though. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, Warbler Production. Oh yeah, so sponsored by Billy's Replacement
I don't
Speakers.
mean. Jenny keeps turning the sound back on.
What you mean?
So,
how dare I use my computer
Yes.
for watching videos
so
in the rest of the week?
Worthington Motherwell says it's interesting to watch the Monday Club live today. I normally catch it later, but I had a relatively quiet afternoon. I've been working on this layout for over a year. It's 38 feet by 10 feet.
Oh,
I'm
excellent.
nowhere near complete.
That is a great size.
He says, I'm a Yorkshireman, but I've been in the US for over 31 years. Been modelling in 00 since I was about 6. Still have my original Hornby 00 set.
Oh,
which
excellent.
is always nice. Modelling British outline in the US has its challenges. Mail order and eBay are my refuge, although shipping can add up to a lot.
But you don't pay VAT either.
Yeah,
so,
the lack of that helps.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and
But,
that's the either Daypole or Backman.
I'm still enamored with
121
that
or
castle. That's
122.
so good. But what he
Yeah.
also says is he started a YouTube channel in February, but managed to contract COVID in March, so it went nowhere fast. Just
Oh,
about
sorry to
recovered.
hear.
Some more content will be there soon. I'm glad to hear that you recovered. Sorry that you got it.
Oh, TARDIS! Everybody, I spotted it first. Yeah, I'm looking at the comments. Yeah, I got it first.
Only because you've got like
Yeah.
an 8 or 9 second delay.
Northgate Central, hello to you. And this
So-
is an A3, I think it is. This might even be the Flying Scotsman, but in the BR Experimental Blue. That really is a lovely locomotive.
I'm going to put the link into the chat now, as of course, because of the delay. They'll see it before I say that. So this is a really nice layout. I'm really liking it, and I'm liking the background as well as the things that are coming out of it, so that it's not flat.
Yeah, it's what I call like
Bas relief or base
no,
relief?
you get low relief buildings.
Low relief.
Low relief works really well. And there we've got
It just looks surreal then.
we've got
doesn't it?
Police Chief Wiggum there in the experimental purple, which actually does look blue there.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that because the low relief buildings there and there's other bits and they're not all the same depth.
The back scene
it
is great
looks
as well.
so good.
With the sky and
Oh,
the
yeah.
photographic stuff,
But then,
really, really
look at
nice.
that. Where does
Oh,
it
and a
start?
packet. Oh, now I like that with the
a
viaduct.
behind, yeah. It's like Durham.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it is a bit like Durham. James Pett says this layout is very LNER.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And like you said, it's a bit like sort of either actually no, because the railway's too high for Edinburgh Castle. In Edinburgh it goes under the castle, but that's sort of more like you say, a bit sort of Durhamy with the railway
yes.
on the viaduct. But this is lovely.
Okay, Naive Gage says, can someone explain the Billy's replacement speakers joke to the uninitiated? Okay, about 8 years ago, I made a comic that was taking the mick about the fact that when the BBC on iPlayer tends to play an interstitial thing, like, and coming up next, and then all of that, the volume goes higher. And we made a joke at the time that in a comic that this was preparing people for when they could have sponsorships and commercial stuff on BBC. And the first sponsorship would be, and today's programme is sponsored by Billy's Replacement Speakers. That
Yeah.
was our joke.
Oh, I
And
like
then
the display cabinets.
That
Just
is
yeah,
great.
That works really, really well.
But ever since then, anytime we accidentally play a loud sound, we say that we're sponsored by Billy's Replacement Speakers. That's just the joke. That's how it is. And it's kind of gone on from there.
And those Metcalfe retaining walls do work ever so
They
well.
really do. This looks
and they work in
wonderful.
O-gauge as well. Somebody was saying about that earlier on, because
Yeah.
I put them onto one of my videos where I used them on an O-gauge build. And the retaining walls work just as well in O-gauge as they do in 00. So it's always well worth remembering that. There's a lot of great Metcalfe kits going on there as well.
Dawn Brown says, I might get my husband a TARDIS and hide it on his layout. Yes, there we go. Now that was a really nice layout.
Definitely. Oh, no, wrong one. There we go.
Have you pressed the buttons wrong? And have you been naughty?
Well, I'm hoping that...
You didn't just show off all my emails, did you?
No.
People will know what I do for a living, which is not
What,
an awful
nothing?
lot. As little as possible, just like everyone else.
So, Naive Gage says, thanks for the explanation.
You're
Logan
welcome.
Clary says, and the joke went viral. Ben Tullett says, wow, look at those cabinets of locals. Yeah, they're very, very good. Andy Gamble, anyone booked for Flying Scotsman at the East Lancs? I got my tickets. Love the channel, guys. Thank you very much. Right.
This next one is from Rikus van der Westhuizen. Or Westhuizen? I'm not sure.
And it's
I'm terrible at...
Cape Gauge, Gauge 1, 1/24th scale model trains. And this is out in the garden by the look of it.
Yes.
So are we ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
The email message that came with it is as requested by Andrew Johnson.
Excellent. Oh, these look really nice.
That is wonderful. That is so
good.
So
these South African diesels, I think they are.
I'd expect so, yes.
I mean, to my eyes, they look very American. I'm guessing that they're American exported products, either EMD or General Motors, but this looks really good. And when you've got the bigger gauges, they have a real...
Goodness. I glanced away and looked back and it looks real.
Well, yeah. Some really lovely models here. Don't forget to tickle the like button, guys. I also share the stream too, and subscribe to the channel and tick the all notifications to be the first to know about new videos as and when they come up.
Vertical tankers.
Yeah. Well, there's like the press twin silo in the UK as stuff like that. Manthony 1956 says the same thing happens in the US on many networks when commercials come on. Annoying. Maybe they want to wake you up. No, I think they make you want to hate the things being advertised so much that you just go, right, well, we will boycott that product forever.
Ruben Ashwell says, nice to see some South African stuff. I love to... Well, what are they?
They're tanks.
But they're raised in the middle.
Yeah. There's probably a reason.
And those ones there look like submarines in tanker form.
Now these do look good. This is a long train.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. Just seeing all the different stuff that other countries use.
Yeah, and it's a bit like I really got intrigued by that Australian model that I got, and we did the deal. That
was a nice one, yes.
There are still some of those left actually at DCC Concepts. So if you if you ring up and ask for Richard Brighton, he knows the ins and outs of those, and they are lovely models.
Now, we've got an interesting question here from James Furman. Is 00 the universal standard, or does it vary from country to country?
Well, no, 00 tends to just be in the UK, and it's 4mm to the foot, but it runs on 16.5mm track. Now, HO is 3.5mm to the foot, but running on 16.5mm track as
still
well.
Going and all this different stuff. It's amazing. I love seeing all the different running stuff.
The garden backdrop really works so well. But yeah, the universal standard, I would guess, is actually HO is much more common everywhere.
Because that's actually half the original gauge, isn't it?
Yeah, HO actually stands for half O gauge.
Yeah. So why is there HO and 00? What happened?
It goes back to, I guess, the 1930s. And the problem was that motor technology back then was much more primitive than it is now, as you can imagine. So making a motor small enough to fit in a locomotive was really, really difficult. Now, 00 was a compromise that effectively made UK outline models slightly bigger.
Right.
And that gave you more space inside them for the motor. Now, historically, UK prototype models tended to be smaller. We've got one of the most restrictive standard gauge loading gauges that there actually is in the world. So our models end up being a lot smaller. If you made, say, American models to HO gauge, to 00 gauge, then they would get bigger. And but because they tend to be quite big to start with, they had the space inside them to accommodate the motors, and that's kind of the origin. Didn't really catch on outside of the UK for various reasons, but we're stuck with it because we're British and we like to do things differently.
Well, it's part of our national heritage to confuse the rest of the world.
Oh yeah.
Richard Tversky has a nice joke here. God, I'm not waiting at a level crossing. That train to go past.
You wait until I've got a video planned using a Hellion Garrett and the layout at DCC Concepts. When it's back up and running, I actually want to see how many wagons it really does take to stall a Hellion Bayer Garrett. We got, I think it was like 120, 140 up here, and it physically went all the way around and connected back up to the front of the locomotive. Now, anybody who knows the layout at DCC Concepts, it is vast.
It's a bit big, isn't it?
It actually goes through 2 big rooms, and you'll never see the bit in the back room, but in the office where I work, it comes in through a hole in the wall, goes all the way around the room, and then goes back out.
We got to see that on which live stream did you pop up on? Begins with a W. They were doing a model railway event and
Wally.
Yes.
Oh, and because they interviewed Richard Brighton.
Yes, in your office, you got to see part of it there.
Yeah, but nothing was running on it.
No, but it was there. That's what I'm saying.
The Ellesmead project, absolutely right. 2 mile trains are the norm in some countries. Again, you don't want to see one of those come in and go, we'll just wait for it to go past.
Now I
hope you brought a picnic and a chair.
Henry Van Wyck says, the tanks raced in the middle are used to transport cement. I had a feeling they would be. Because to me, in my head, I was thinking, that's like a cement mixer. As well as the flat cars with the 3 vertical tanks.
It's a bit like in the UK. Cement was transported in a multiple of different wagons. So we had the press flows. We also had the chem flows and press twin silos, are 3 which spring immediately to mind. So there's many different ways of doing the same thing, as it were. Right.
So we have one question before I'm going to jump to the next video.
Okay.
James Furman says, as a follow-up to his question about the differences in size, do you have the comparison that you could show on camera of the difference between the sizes? Do you have any HO to compare to 00?
Yeah, well, I've got that Australian locomotive. I'll have to...
While you're digging that out, I'm going to bring up the next video.
Move your feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, I can't now because you have to press the buttons and now I can't see the screen. Yeah. Jenny, you're making it hard for me. It's not fair. Go on, show everyone the difference.
Well, it's difficult to show unless I had the same model.
You've got a model that's somewhat similar, about the same size, haven't you?
That's the Australian EMD
and
diesel.
That is HO, isn't it?
This is HO. So,
if you were to just put it onto the track or next to a track, so we could see it on the live feed.
I think if I go to camera 1,
yeah,
and I place this, where shall I place it? If I place this very carefully on there, that's actually a HO model. I'm going to move it forward just to make sure that it doesn't get hit by the train that's coming up behind it. If that was in 00, like the rest of the model railway is, it would be a percentage bigger. I forget what the percentage is. So that is smaller than it should be on the rest of the layout, if that makes sense.
Yes, but if you took your general stuff and put it onto an HO layout, they would look slightly too big, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but UK outline stuff starts out quite small to start with, so by making them slightly bigger, they don't look out of place until you realise that they should look really spindly and tiny. And somewhere online there's a photograph of a Class 66 at the plant in Canada where they were built next to an American outline product for either the Canadian or the US market, and all of a sudden the Class 66 just looks like a toy by comparison.
So thanks for that. Thanks. Next up we have Tim's model railway in different videos.
Make it full screen.
And it's running a Class 57XX TRC.
Right, so we're just going to get that up and running. And this, again, I think we get a video from Tim every week. It's
it's always a one I like to see as well.
I do like the standard Class 4 tank locomotive there, the 264. Again, Hornby 00 did make a model of that. One of my childhood models was 80054, which I did ask Batman about.
And there's the circus one.
You love the circus train.
Get some circus wagons. They're cool.
Oh, okay, maybe. But yeah, a 264 tank, 80054. Has never been made in model form since, and I did bug Bachmann about that. They confirmed that none of 80054, 80033 or 8059, which were the 3 Hornby 00 numbers, had actually been made by them. So we're still waiting for a decent model of 80054. Although the original Hornby 00 model was actually well ahead of its time.
Now, we've got a question here from Sir Patrick Furlong.
Okay.
Ever considered writing a book about your layout with tons of high-quality photos of it? I have been asking Jen to write a book for longer than I can imagine, and she won't. And it's getting very annoying.
People out there,
we even had the magazine project, and that had to fall apart because Jen decided that
because Jenny was really busy.
The best thing she could do was fill up all of her time with work and not to fulfill all of my requirements for publishing. So it's very annoying.
No, you can't bat it away.
Yes, I can. You do.
Oh no, she's got shields up.
Yeah,
shields are up. Right. Oh, hold on. That was not happy there. What's gone on there? Right.
Oh, did you?
Oh, I know what it is. That locomotive bridged the section, so that the other locomotive didn't actually see the AB. No. If you bridge a section, say if you have another locomotive that straddles, thereby its pickups form a bridge over the gap in the track, then the locomotive on the Zen Black DCC Concepts ABC shuttle, and indeed any other shuttle mechanism that works in the same way, doesn't see the end section and will keep going, as that locomotive just did. But I've pulled the Australian loco out of section, and now everything is working. Now we've got the Great North of Scotland Railway 57XX Pannier. I do love that livery. And then we've also got the 14XX auto tank. What else we got? Oh, there's a Class 8, but in the Dutch Railways livery there, I think. And then we've got a Battle of Britain class unrebuilt in the shed. See, we've got a Flying Scotsman, I can see there, an A4 Tornado. Some lovely models knocking about. Is that a Q1 but with a face on? I didn't realise there was one in Thomas the Tank Engine. I do love that standard Class 4 tank locomotive. One of my favourite types of locomotive, really. Probably harking back to childhood days, so to speak. Warbler Production says, raise shields, Captain Cupboard Monkey. Hello to AFD Comp. Patrick Furlong says, I thought the pointer was falling apart.
It is.
David
has stopped it though.
David Crompton has got a head off. Says, bye Jenny and Zoe, and all stay safe, everyone. Absolutely, and don't forget that at the end of the stream, this it does go up as a proper regular video, so you can re-watch it or catch up on any of the bits that you missed. And we always welcome all of you viewers in the future who are watching this on catch up.
Yes, hello from the past.
Yes,
we were live, but not anymore.
Yeah, it was. It was raining. Maybe it still is where you are.
I do like the mock-up.
There's always a good selection of locomotives there.
It's a happy layout.
It is, yeah.
It's a one where you
lots
can enjoy
of little
yourself.
faces on things.
Yes.
Yeah. Do, 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 do. And lots of TARDISes as well. And those the coaches from the Railway Children's set, I spot them there.
Yes. Did you ever get that Railway Children's set?
I did, yes.
I thought you had.
Oh, they're racing each other. You love a good race, don't you?
Yeah. I think more people should take the Hornby Kids toy train type trains to exhibitions and race them.
Yeah, all right.
That's just my thing.
Yes, sorry, that is exactly your thing. So Russell Benton says, yep, good night, ladies. Thanks for the stream. How many more videos have we got? 2.
And this next one is actually from Stephen King.
Wiven Model Railway, hi to you. Says, seems everyone has a TARDIS. I have too. So I noticed the time and I can also smell the chips burning. So we need to crack on.
We only have 2 left.
So this is Greenfield Railway. Southern Model Railway.
Yes, and I'm already liking the colours.
There's some lovely colours on that. That grass is really, really nice. And the low angle shots work so
Yes.
well. And this is a great tip. If you're doing a YouTube channel and you want to do some trains running videos, get the camera nice and low down like this. Some amazing
from point of view,
shots.
like a person stood there would have.
Yeah. Is that an S15 or an N15? Certainly a lovely locomotive there.
Look at the colour. It's warm, it's deep.
Yeah, that grass as well. Really great effect
Loving
on
it.
that grass.
Absolutely loving it.
And also nicely painted rail sides. It does actually add a lot, painting that rust colour on the sides of the rails. And you can actually, if you're thinking, oh, I don't really want to paint all that, you can get Woodland Scenics, amongst others, do like a paint pen, which works really well. I like the breakdown crane as well there. I think that's the Bachmann model. It really does look something really special. I have to say, I do kind of want one, but at 200 quid, it's quite an expensive piece of kit. And you can see the difference. The rusty rail sides really does bring out the best in that.
Mountain in 1956 says, on time delay, which is not quite like the radio station I listen to in my car, which I often refer to as the Dead Artists Network. Oh, that's tickled me.
Evan Terry, controversial view, but I understand where you come from. Says, I'm like the only one who doesn't like Doctor Who. Now, I don't like modern Who, or what these weirdos call New Who.
Yeah,
to me,
it rhymes. New Who.
Yeah, for me, Doctor Who
I
ended in 1989. It's as simple as that. I don't like any of the new Doctor Who, so I see exactly where you're coming from.
You've enjoyed one or two episodes because
under pain of death.
It had a glimmer of what you liked from the old style.
Yeah, like the Ambassadors of Death. Oh, why? Why, Ambassador, with these Ferrero cyanide, you're really... But yeah, try some classic Doctor Who. I recommend some of the really early ones, actually. Something like The Invasion with Patrick
the
Troughton.
black and white ones are good.
Because they didn't have the budget for effects and stuff, so the story had to be good.
It had to be about characters and imagination.
So
now, I've got an interesting question here.
Yeah.
Peter Leyland says, this station building looks nice. Is it a scratch build? That's a good question.
I don't know. I like the... I'm assuming they're Bachmann Mark 1s. The green train. I've actually got one going around behind the Duchess of Athol. I'm looking there. I'm guessing... Is that the Bluebell railway station from Scenecraft?
Don't know.
I could be wrong. Ooh, that was an amazing jump cut. Did you see that? The train just appeared. I think that is the Bluebell Railway Scenecraft range. And that's made up of at least 3 different bits. I recognise the canopy, actually. And really lovely models. The Scenecraft and Scaledale do some great stuff. I like your signals as well, interlocked with what the trains are doing. Always great.
Yeah. It adds that little extra bit.
And the static grass really does work well. Such some really good attention to detail going on here. So loving this layout.
David, it's my model railway says, anyone like Blake 7?
It's
BBC did it?
It's all right. Valley's 50. We everybody's out of the box now on this one. Yeah. So where's it gone? Valley's 56XX. John Pertwee, Tom Baker, and Christopher Eccleston. All the rest don't do anything for me. Controversial.
Oh, Christopher Eccleston. Now he
No.
He was
the
an
6-wheel
intense
coaches.
doctor.
No, couldn't care for them. Didn't care for them. For me, Patrick Troughton, Tom Baker, I thought was overrated. John Pertwee's quite good.
Oh, I'm going to stop you there. The Holmes and Hinchcliffe era Tom Bakers.
Oh yeah, Talons of
excellent.
Wang Chiang. Excellent serial.
The Tom Baker when he's at his peak is excellent.
This is a lovely model railway.
It really is. I see what everyone's saying about that station. I do like it. It looks good.
Always nice to the Southeastern and Chatham Railway C-Class. So we've got a Bluebell Railway theme going on here.
I think they're right. That is scratch built. Because I recognise some of the bits of the station as some of the bits that you've had in Bolton Trinity Road back in the past.
I know. I think it's the Scenecraft station myself.
Put the canopy on it.
Yeah, I think it's one of the Scenecraft ones. I could be wrong. I stand to be corrected.
Still think it's scratch built, man.
But yeah, as people are saying, there's Ben Tullett says, great little Southern Railway layout. Oh, I like the tanks on the war wells.
I just like the colours are wonderful. The video that the camera they've used for this has such warm and inviting colours.
Yeah.
And the textures make it look great.
And like we say, it's really good getting these low angle shots.
Yes.
It really does it. You know, if you've got your own YouTube channel, try experimenting. If you've got something like a camera phone, get it down low to get these kind of shots. They really do pay dividends.
James Pat says, assistant, add to shopping list a kitten. No, don't start Jen off. So, guys, we're going to have to jump on because it's a long one, this.
Right, yeah. Well, what I'm going to do is... let me just...
jump back.
Oh, yeah, sorry. We're just as I moved up. We've got an on-train view. Oh, I love these. And this, again, if you get a small little action camera... Love the bridges, by the way.
Yeah, that is amazing. Oh, you'll love this. James Pett says, those wagons give a whole new meaning to the phrase tank engine.
Oh, I like the windmill as well.
That is one. This is an extra bit. Oh, and to think we almost missed this.
We almost missed it. So we're through that is that? Yeah, that through the station.
I love the gliding curves.
Yeah. So right, yeah, and then there's the station where we were watching. So there's at least 2 stations on this. Some really nice stuff going on here.
He's got 2 stations. You've got none.
Well, he's got a spare one then.
Right, we've got to move on.
We're going to move on, but look, thank you ever so much. So we're going to move on to the final one.
Yes, so thank you, Greenfield Railway. That was great.
Brian Stone says, looks like Sherman's on the wagons. Southern Train Girl says, John Pertwee, Tom Baker, and David Tennant are my favourite doctors. Ooh. Peter Leyland says, looks like the Keelcraft bridge kit. I wasn't familiar with that one. I know Keelcraft did a very, very nice ploughing engine kit. They also did an AEC bus, which wasn't too bad. A Foden steam lorry. There was a tram as well, a Leeds tram. That was another Keelcraft kit. Other than those, I couldn't tell you what any of the others were. Manthony1956 says that grass is great. They must have been instructed in a Jenny Knows Best video. I do recommend War World Scenics. Now, War World Scenics do a great range of static grass and static grass applicators. And I do have a video coming up on some of their other products. Their cast resin dry stone wallings and fencing sections. I've been so worked off my feet with the new job, I haven't quite got round to starting those. But anyway, right, we've got the final video up. So if you make that full size...
This is Philip Page.
Philip Page
has been on the show before.
And this is the Stania Black 5. So here we go.
Now, this
Dawn
is very
Brown,
short, so you have to keep attention.
Okay.
Here we go.
So Dawn Brown says, loving all the layouts, so many ideas. And that's one of the reasons that we do this. Yeah, I know.
This looks so real.
But there's one of the reasons that we always love sharing stuff. It's a great opportunity for people to show off what they've been up to, but also getting great ideas from people as well.
My goodness,
and that's how we develop our own layouts.
Yes, that's why we do this. That's why we have this virtual exhibition every week. Even if you are an expert, there's always someone who does something a little bit different. You go, oh, that's interesting.
Very much. So thank you ever so much for that. And we've gone slightly over our time, but look, it's been great having you all in. We've seen loads and loads of familiar faces, also a few newcomers as well. Great to see you all. And we went through the news earlier on. So there is quite a lot of stuff going on at the moment. Really looking forward to some of the new models coming through. Do check out those Hatton's Project Genesis livery samples because they do look really, really special. Like I said, I'm going to really try and borrow some of those to do a full-on review. I will let you know if I'm successful with that. But also,
well, we'll see the review
I think my sleeper hit of the next month's releases has got to be those Bachmann 16-ton mineral wagons with the pre-printed weathering on them. Go and have a look at those and I will be amazed if you're not as impressed as I am. And certainly they are ones that I'm going to try and be adding to my fleet. But until next time, it's just enough time for me to say thank you ever so much to everybody who donated through the Super Chat and the PayPal.me.
Great to see everyone as well.
Very much. So, look, you guys, you take great care of yourself. And until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying take care. Bye for now. Happy modelling.
If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Good night. The train now departing from platform 1 is the 2108 service to Grove Street Yard, stopping at Weir Yard, Bolton Trinity Road, Eindhoven, and some other places, then on to Grove Street Yard. That's the 2108 service to Grove Street Yard.
And if anybody is getting off the train at Eindhoven, would you look out for the Cupboard Monkey's parcel? Thank you.
If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. 'Cause every train there ever was has gathered there together because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Yay!